Hello, everyone, and good evening. Welcome to Adam's TV Podcast. I am your host, Adam Samuel, and today we're talking the sixth week of auditions for America's Got Talent. 6 weeks, and I just want to say I'm joined today by my co-host. It's Eric. How you doing, Eric?
Doing okay. Glad we're finally done. I wish we were done 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I guess
I
that
think
brings us.
5 auditions episodes should be the limit.
Yeah, these
One golden buzzer per episode. No episodes without one.
These auditions have been a bit of a slog lately. There's just so much America's Got Talent. Like I feel 6 weeks is a bit overkill. Do you agree?
Yes, it's about 1 week too many, maybe 2 weeks too many. And the worst part is if they took that 1 week and they put it at the end of the season and they had like a top 6 in the final, I think the show would be so much better.
Yeah, I feel like we've wasted like these 6 weeks easily could have been 4, maybe 5, and I feel like that 1 week could have gone to like an extra week of the live shows. I'm always so confused with these shows that they always have such a push for these early audition stages, and then
they rush through the lives,
run right through it. And I'm always confused, like why are we racing the good part? Like this is not the good part of the season. The good part of the season is the end part.
We actually see only the good acts. Exactly.
Yeah.
It's stupid. I'm just not going to complain about it. As long as they don't. Here's my thing about live shows. As long as they keep X Factor at least 6 weeks, I'm not going to complain. If they cut that back anymore, I'll get really mad.
I think that's fair. But so this is, like I said, this is our last week of auditions. We see about 15 acts perform. Some make it through, some don't. Some people I was seeing were complaining a lot about during these auditions, there would be slow-mo shots where the act would be hitting its like dramatic moment and everything would slow down. And a lot of people were complaining about that. And I wanted to ask, was this bothering you at all?
Honestly, during the golden buzzers was kind of bothering me. It was bothering me a lot. The slow-mo, they used way too much slow-mo during these episodes. I would agree.
It's like this is the moment you have to be watching. Like this is the big thing. And this just goes back to something we've touched on so many times in the past. There's such a level of overproduction for these shows, and specifically America's Got Talent, right, Eric?
Honestly, I'm gonna say once it gets to the later rounds, it gets better. But I do think the auditions are a bit overproduced, especially with the slow-mo this season. I did actually notice it. I didn't think to talk about it because I didn't care that much about it, but it has gotten a little bit annoying.
All right. So one last thing before we kind of get into these auditioners. What did you think about this season of auditions, the process of the whole? Did you like it? Are there any things you would like to change for the future seasons, or do you think things were pretty much as they should be?
Definitely not as they should be. There are definitely lots of tweaks I could make. First one is don't put the golden buzzer at the end of this episode. Surprise us with where we're going to put it.
All right. It's gotten so predictable, honestly.
Yeah. Put it somewhere at random so we're not expecting it. Oh, this is the last audition. Someone hasn't hit their golden buzzer yet. Oh, guess what's going to happen?
Oh, it's a little girl coming on stage, and she's a singer. Oh, I wonder where this is.
Another singer. Yeah. Oh, God damn.
All right. So
right. They were all. Oh, God damn. All three golden buzzers were sub 15-year-old girls this season.
Isn't that how it always is, kind of?
It shouldn't be, but yeah.
I think that is how it's like mostly. Like, this is nothing new. Like, the people who are saying, like, oh, they're giving the golden buzzers to singers. Like, this is not something new for America's Got Talent. This happens every year.
Yeah, but you think that they would. Doesn't matter. You know what? The thing is, their ratings are so good, they're not going to change anything.
I actually haven't been looking at the ratings. Have you? What are you seeing? Is there good news?
Well, depends on what good news, what you define good news as. If good news is the ratings are doing so well, we're not going to change a thing, that's good news. If the ratings are good, but they're declining a bit, so that they'll hopefully make some tweaks, no, not good news.
And on that note, let's get into some of these auditioners, right?
Might as well.
All right, so first off, we have Hamster Wheel. They are a Rube Goldberg machine kind of an act. These 3 people have built this contraption, and it does this thing that does more things. That does more things. That's pretty much the summary of it. I mean, it's a cool act.
Great. accurate, but I enjoyed that.
What did you think
thing
of it?
That does things, but does more things, that leads to more things, and then boom, before judges.
Explosion. I actually kind of like these things. I don't like. I love going to like museums, and you kind of see these things being done on a show. I like them. Are you a fan of these kinds of acts?
It was cool, but it was not a show. It took work to pull off. I enjoyed watching it once. I have no need to see it again, and I could not sit through an hour of these machines. I'm sorry.
Yeah, yeah, that's the thing. This is another case of those acts where it's fun maybe the first time, but after the second, it's going to start to wear on people. I mean, like, I see them once a month and I'm interested. If I was to see it every day, I would probably get very bored. I can imagine the kids would also, who are watching these shows, would probably not be that inclined to vote for them. We've seen some of these acts in the past, such as Sprice, the Kinetic King, rest in peace. But neither of these acts have made it that far. And could you, Eric, could you give me a reason why you think these acts don't usually make it far into the game?
I didn't understand a word of that question.
Why do you think that these kind of Rube Goldberg machines don't make it far? And hypothetically,
because it's not a show. Because it's not a show. Because if you're voting for someone you want to see in Vegas, you're not going to vote for them.
Do you think there's anything these kind of acts can do to maybe get a leg up and hopefully maybe have a shot at advancing?
Honestly, I don't think so.
Do you think they're doomed no matter what?
Pretty much. The
Wow,
format itself.
Eric, the Grim Reaper of talents. Nope. Signed. You're done.
Sorry, I just don't get it.
If you are a Rube Goldberg machine looking to go and audition on America's Got Talent, somehow people are going to push you on stage and set you up. Eric has signed your death warrant. It is not worth it. You are not going to make it. I'm going to kind of share your sentiments. I mean, I like them, but
hey, that's not fair. You can't just give me crap for 30 seconds about how I'm saying they're all doomed, and then you say, "Oh yeah, they're also all doomed."
Well, pretty much. Like I said, they're fun maybe once or twice, but beyond that, I don't see much appeal. But, you know, I guess that's really all there is to say. Right, Eric?
Yeah.
All right. So I guess I was going to ask this question, but I guess it's already been answered. Can they win? You're going to say no, obviously. I'm also going to say no. And on that note, we are going to move on to Matt Johnson. He is a 13-year-old rapper. He goes by the name Patches, and he has quite a list of accomplishments, doesn't he, Eric?
And so do I. There's your product placement for today. I'm doing it early. It's a diploma holder, because I also have a list of accomplishments. Not as long as his, but, you know. God. I will say I enjoyed the answer when he said what I could do with $1 million, because Hamilton tickets do cost close to $1 million.
Pretty much. This was a classic case of like misdirection, where they're building him up to probably be something that he wasn't, and he comes on stage and he does this whole self-penned rap, which is I don't want to like egg on like a kid, but this
Never do I. I personally found it annoying, but it's not his fault. They asked him the questions, and they set him up to be annoying.
Yeah, I don't think this is right for them to do with children. Because
I totally agree. It's the same thing. Remember a couple seasons back, #free Adrian Romoff, I think his name was?
I remember that. That was the piano kid.
Yes, same thing. Same situation.
And
don't put a kid in a bad situation. Don't make a kid look annoying.
The thing is, I feel like this kid probably is totally normal in real life, but they just purposely said, "Hey, tell us about all your like accomplishments in life. Oh, people are gonna love to hear it," and they kind of set him up to. I mean, maybe it's good for this audition, but I don't see him winning. Do you agree, Eric?
I agree, and the worst part, honestly, was like the fact the lyrics of a rap, which you know, if I was right, they were intended to be funny. They weren't, because I didn't see any sarcasm there.
It reminded me of this this YouTube video I actually saw a couple months ago about this guy. I think his name was Lee Nelson. He went undercover on Britain's Got Talent with like pretending to be a rapper. And this kid was rapping. It's just the rap seemed like so similar. Like they were both about like cheering on the show America's Got Talent. And they're kind of, this is a little painful to watch in my opinion. But I don't want to nag on the kid. The one moment though, what?
Go ahead.
I don't want to nag on the kid, but Howie, I think it was Howie or Simon, one of them. No, it was Howie who said this was really funny, and I just kept feeling like this kid probably doesn't think it's funny. Like this is probably a legit thing for him, and but there you go. That's pretty much Patches, right?
I
Right.
I don't like shit talking children.
All right.
I'm sorry.
Okay. But maybe he goes far. I don't know. I don't think does he have potential to maybe like should he advance to the live shows? Does he have potential to maybe make it through a week or two?
A week maybe. I think his limit is semifinal.
What's your advice to him if you're giving advice to auditioners?
No matter what they ask you, act humble.
I think it's pretty hard to come back from that. I feel like the producers are going to constantly try to push this narrative on him moving forward. I feel like his intro packages are going to be all about showing off his accomplishments. But
it's gonna be really fun to watch, isn't this, Adam?
I don't find it fun. I feel bad for the kid.
That was sarcasm, by the way. I guess my sarcasm is just as active as his.
Yeah, I feel bad because I know that this kid's probably going to go to school and like people are going to be talking about him, and it's
let's move on.
Let's move on. So I guess I was going to ask if you thought he could win. I'm going to guess you're going to say no, so I'm also going to say no. But we're going to kind of move on to very quickly.
One quick thing here. I do want to apply the music choice for the outro. Ollie Murphy and Demi Lovato's duet. I'm going to start pointing out whenever there's X Factor related or Simon Cowell related music choices on America's Got Talent.
I like that.
It'll get tiring eventually, but still.
Do you like that, or because I actually do like the kind of different music.
I like when Simon promotes his own people, which he does a lot, and it's nice to see him do it.
Okay, so let's move on really quickly. We get Jules and Jerome. They're these. I guess they're like they're knife throwers. No, I'm sorry. Jules and Jerome, they're the people who do the flips on the like seesaw kind of thing, right? Did you enjoy their act?
I didn't write anything down about it, but
they were really quickly.
Yeah, they were montaged.
Yeah, then we also get the knife thrower duo. There's like a bunch of duos, and these are kind of like all leading up to the next Danger Act, which is, I guess we're going to move right on to them. They are Sergi and Sasha. And before we get into their performance, Eric, you've actually seen these people in the past, have you?
I don't remember seeing them, but we've all seen them before, and Mel B has seen them before too. Here's my story. So right when she said, "I want to be recognized as Sasha from Got Talent," that's my cue to Google, because she didn't say a specific Got Talent. She said Got Talent, which refers to the whole franchise. So I'm like, okay, how many shows has she been on? And sure enough, Poland's Got Talent and America's Got Talent season 10. So when Mel B said that she's never seen an act like this before, that's horseshit. Because not only has she seen an act like this before, she saw this act before.
Was that the Matt Franco season? I'm just thinking.
It's season after Paul Zerden.
Right, Paul Zerden. I'm getting my seasons a little confused. There's a lot of America's Got Talent here. But so they are they're like a danger act. They do some acrobatic kind of moves. And
I will say the act was really cool. Not the type of act that I personally enjoy watching, but yeah.
I'm going to say this, and I guess this might be a little controversial. I don't like seeing these kinds of acts. Like, I don't want to see people put themselves in like horrible danger. Like, unless they're like escape artists, this just seems like I'm not a fan of these kinds of danger acts. Are you, Eric?
I'm not a fan of any kind of danger acts.
Especially because like the girl could die. Like it's
yeah.
I don't want to, even if it's like she's going to be fine, I don't want to watch that. Like that's not entertainment for me. That's just you potentially torturing and hurting a child, and that's not okay for me.
Preach.
But I thought I would be the only one with that opinion. But I will say
no. You are far from the only one with that opinion. I can't watch any of these danger acts.
Yeah, unless they're escape artists, like by trained people.
That I can't watch.
No, I enjoy escape artists. I don't like when it's someone putting themselves in danger who probably is being put in danger because of someone else, like it's her father kind of thing. But I don't know. They are a little impressive. He balances her on her. They have like a donut kind of thing over here, and her head goes here and she spins. It was kind of cool, but nothing I would ever want to go see live. Right, Eric?
Correct. I don't want to be in the audience when someone dies.
Yeah. We have had some close calls on America's Got
We
Talent in
had
the
an
past.
extremely close call. Remember, it was like the comedic danger act with the guy with the hook.
Yeah, there was also the guy, I don't remember his name, but I think his name was Christian. He did the like rolla bola where he like would balance on this thing and he fell off twice. And
No,
he was brought back as
his name was Uzier.
no, not Uzier. I know Uzier. But that is another case of someone falling. Like it is not entertaining when someone falls, is all I'm trying to say, really.
Correct.
All right. But they actually do get advanced to the next round. They get a lot of praise from the judges.
I
Simon
can't take
actually
any of it seriously because of what Mel said. I'm sorry.
Simon actually says he wants fire, and I didn't understand Simon. Whenever there's like a danger act, he always like asks him, "Is this really dangerous? Like, can you lose your life?" And I was like, "Why are you asking that question? Do you want to see them die?" Right, Eric?
It's
No?
literally just to make it more impressive for some people. It doesn't make me more impressed. It makes me think for crazier.
Yeah, I don't really have much else to say about these people, so I guess we're gonna kind of move on, right?
Correct.
All right, let's move on to a happy moment of the episode. It's the Angel City Chorale. They are a choir. They have over 100 members, and they're a lot of people. And they come on stage and they do this kind of weird rendition of Toto's Africa. They started out snapping, and it kind of builds into like them starting to sing. I have a lot of mixed feelings with choirs on America's Got Talent. What are your thoughts on them?
Well, I've seen a lot of great choirs on these shows. This was probably the worst one I've ever seen, honestly. Genuinely, it's in the top 5 worst. And I'll say I'm not sure if it's my TV that sounded terrible, but none of the lead singers sounded on key to me. Nothing sounded good. Even at best, it would pass for a community choir. The worst part was until they started singing, I was enjoying it. I was liking the snapping and the audience participation, and then they started to sing, and I'm like, I can't watch this. This isn't good. I'm sorry.
I mean, they have a good story. They're all about the director. I think she was the leader. Talks about how it was very what?
Very vague. There wasn't any specifics to that story.
They say they have a lot of people from all different walks of life. I think there was like some people there who were disabled. I mean, it seemed like a very inclusive thing, like a kind of feel-good kind of group. I just feel like these choirs never do well on these kind of shows.
Well, some of them have, and the ones who have a ton of talent. And I like the diversity thing, but it wasn't really explained very well. And the more important thing is that it was bad. The lead singers were bad. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm being mean. I know. But it was the one act of a night that I could hold the sign up for.
I guess. But we've seen so many choirs come and go on these shows. And I want to ask, this might be a little bit of a hard question, but why do you think they never win or go and make it to finale night?
Here's a weird thing, actually. I don't know why they don't win, but I'm gonna say is that the hyperbole about this being a great choir on the show. They had a great choir on the show this season earlier.
All right, the kids.
Was it the kids who whichever choir sang "This Is Me" for Greatest Showman?
I think that was the kids group. I don't even remember the name,
so too. They were really, really good. A couple of those lead singers were excellent.
All right.
So it was just a contrast for me, you know.
I think that's fair. What did you think about their song choice?
I didn't hate it, but I didn't like it.
Yeah, you know that they did not pick this song, is what I'm going to guess. Like the producers always have their hand in the song choices.
Well, the weird thing is, I don't think producers would tell them to do the snapping thing.
Yeah, like I feel like you're given the song, but you're given as many liberties as you want once you're given the song, right? Do you think that's the case?
I couldn't understand a word of it.
I feel like once you're given the song, that you're given as many liberties to do whatever you want with the song, right? Do you think?
I would hope so.
Yeah, I think that's honestly the reason why these choirs don't usually do well on the show. It's because the producers always saddle them with like an uncomfortable song. Like imagine they're in the first live show and they're performing first and they're singing "I Want to Dance with Someone" by Whitney Houston. Like
that's not gonna happen.
Like that's something that can happen. I think that did happen. No, it was there's a singer who was on American Idol, like season 1. I don't remember her name, and she was on America's Got Talent, and they gave her like a really awful like Beyonce song, like "Love on Top," like where it's not going to do any favors.
Her name is Kelly. Also,
was she on season 1?
Kelly Glover.
Yeah, Kelly Glover.
Yes, I remember her now.
She was
Yeah.
good, but they saddled her with an uncomfortable choice and flushed her right on down.
Yep.
But I feel like that's always going to happen with the choirs. I don't know why the choirs don't usually do well. Maybe it's because there's just so many people and it's easier to connect with one person and
I
their
would
one
agree with
story.
That's why
But
groups typically have it tougher.
yeah, but we'll see. I mean, I'm going to ask this question now, Eric. Do you think they can potentially make finale night?
I don't think they can. I think the other choir could.
All right. I guess that's fair. Do you have any final thoughts, or I guess we're going to move on?
No, I mean, other than the fact that I might have been a little bit harsh for her, but honestly, I just didn't enjoy it.
All right, let's move on to the next segment, which is all about comedy. Before we start, what are your thoughts on comedians on America's Got Talent, Eric?
I want one to win, but not this season, because then there needs to be a really, really great one for me to want them to win.
Who's your favorite comedian from a past season?
Well, Taylor Williamson I've seen twice.
You've seen him live?
Yeah, twice.
Ooh.
He's pretty damn great. But the other one I like was Julia Scotti, the trans comedian from season 11.
Yeah, I'm going to say Taylor Williamson because he was just hysterical and he was so funny. And I loved him on the season. That season that he was on, that I think is the best season of America's Got Talent that I've ever seen. At the top 6, they broke it down. They had such a great format for there. But anyway, I like Taylor Williamson. I'm also going to give a shout out to Tom Cotter, who I think was utterly fantastic. He was also the runner-up. Both of the comedians have been the runner-up, but never a winner. Why do you think, Eric?
I don't know. I think Taylor should have won. I think Tom Cotter probably should have won.
No. Taylor should not have won. I mean, Tom maybe. I mean, for Tom's season, I feel like William, oh God, what was his last name? William Close?
I didn't watch either of those seasons close enough.
Oh, no, Kenichi was far and away deserved that win.
Okay.
But I'm just going to say I guess we're going to kind of move on to the next contestant, who is Oliver Graves, who maybe is going to join that crowd.
Talk about the montage. The last act with the free skies looked interesting.
They actually get through, but because they were in the montage, they're doomed.
Oh, they're toast, but they're toast. I'm still saying.
They're not even going to be shown on the next round, I feel.
Of course not.
Let's move on to Oliver Graves. He is this gothic comedian. He seems very soft-spoken.
It has to be a stage name, right? Graves?
Is that his last name? Yeah.
If it is, it's too perfect.
It is pretty perfect. That has to be a little bit because it's just so. But anyway, he has this very demeanor. It's a very subtle demeanor. He's kind of meandering around, but he comes on stage and he tells a few jokes. And at first, people are like, "What's going on?" And then they kind of get really into it. Did you get into it as well, Eric?
I will say it's an extremely low bar this season for comedy because I haven't laughed at any of the comedians. I laughed 3 or 4 times at him, so he is, as a stand-up comedian, I'm saying, because I know you gave me crap for saying, what about the human sounds? What about, what's his name, Leo's? I'm like, no, I'm talking about stand-up comedians. He's my favorite.
Leo's is the best.
What?
Leo's is the best.
Oh, but Leo's is not a stand-up comedian. Leo's is just a comedian.
All right. But for Oliver, I feel like every so often we get this kind of act that comes on stage. They're the quirky comedy acts. We've had it with Scott Hireman, the drag queen.
We should have had it with Paul's Petty Party, but Paul's Petty Party's a singer.
Yeah, this is kind of in the same vein a little bit as Tate Face, although kind of, but not really. They're both the kind of quirky comedian acts. But for me, Oliver was kind of a miss. And I feel a little sad saying that because I want to like this act. But I feel like he is very emotionally invested in this. When he starts getting praise, he starts getting very emotional. And I get a little worried for these kinds of acts moving forward because I'm worried, will he be able to handle the pressure of these upcoming rounds? Do you think he will?
I don't think it's going to matter too long because I don't think comedian's going to win this season. But
what did you think about Oliver and his set?
I actually like that he got emotional at the end. I like that he cared about it. Getting good.
I do, but I mean, I don't think his jokes were the strongest, honestly. I only kind of
there are of the stand-up comedians this year, which is again a low bar. He was my favorite.
I only half chuckle, at maybe 1 or 2, but I mean, I this is like I said, this is the kind of act I usually like getting behind. I hope that he'll be able to deliver in the coming rounds. I do worry. I think he might get cut in the next round.
I think there's a good chance of that, but we'll see.
We'll see, but otherwise, the delivery was just a little weird. I like that he's like he fills the niche of like the quirky person, but I don't think this story is gonna go for much longer.
Correct. Move
All
on.
right, so let's move on to our leaked audition of the week. It is Angel Garcia. I think he's 12 years old. He's a singer. He comes on stage and he performs this song. It is a Spanish song. I think it's called El Triste. Um, what did you think about him, Eric?
He has a good voice. I wasn't blown away by it. I'm sorry. I've heard so many better singers this season. And I don't think the song choice really helped. And I think that the judges who were complaining about song choice were kind of sort of right.
Yeah, I actually thought he was pretty good though. Like I will say.
He's pretty good, but he's not the best singer of the season.
I feel like he's kind of in like the middle to top middle section of like our singers this year.
He's a mid-packer.
Yeah, he's like behind like Noah Guthrie and Courtney and like all those people, but he's still like not at the bottom. He like fits like perfectly like right in that like middle spot kind of. Do you think he's going to be sticking to his Spanish music moving forward, or do you think he's maybe going to go to other avenues?
I think if they want to bus him, they'll have him switch to something really up tempo and really pop.
Like what?
I don't know. I can't think of a specific.
Something Imagine Dragons.
I can think in general of what they'll do if they want to bus him.
Yeah, we'll see. I think he's good. He definitely deserved to move on. Apparently, though, I'm reading he was actually on another show. Have you heard about this?
I haven't heard that, but I'm not surprised in the least.
Yeah. I have on my notes that he was actually on The Voice Kids, Spanish version of the...
Oh, so was Amanda Mena.
Oh, maybe they were on the same season.
Quite possibly. Maybe Simon
watched friends.
Maybe Simon watched both of them and said, "Hey, we can get both of them on."
Yeah, this is a very planty season, right, Eric?
Simon's like, "I want this. I want this. I want this."
And then he's like, "Get over here." They probably don't have a choice. They're probably like a black van pulls up and says, "Hey, you're going on America's Got Talent. Get in." And they don't really have a choice. And then all of a sudden, the next thing they know they're performing for Simon Cowell and getting like a lot of praise. They're like, "I don't know what just happened. I was just watching TV a few minutes ago." Final thoughts for Angel. He's talented. I don't know about moving forward. I do think he's going to be in a bit of struggles against some of the other singers, especially when he's inevitably compared. But we'll see, is all I can really say. Right? So really quickly, I guess we're going to touch on our product placement segment of the week. We get Simon Cowell has his little son, Eric, another Eric, who is in the Dunkin' Donuts lounge. He's talking to some of the judges. What do you think about this product placement, Eric?
I'm gonna pick a CD now to promote because I'm actually gonna make this productive. This segment. I'm not going to plug something out of my ass. I'm actually gonna use this segment now to promote a song or something that I actually enjoy. And I'm not gonna actually have it all the time, but I'm gonna promote. This is my plug segment, and I'm gonna plug. Let's see. Damn it, what do I want to plug? Chris Allen's new song is pretty great. There we go.
All right.
Product placement.
I do really want to give a quick shout out to the two people joining us in the chat. It's I'm Hannahbound and Julia Delbel. Thank you for joining us. Happy to have you commenting with us. Really quickly, they are just talking about Julia actually touches on the slow-mo being a little bit overused. Yeah, I agree with you. She also mentions that they got 11.3 million for a rerun last week. It's pretty impressive. Do you think so, Eric?
11.3 million viewers for a rerun?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, it's
There's
kind
your
of nuts.
answer. When you say, "Oh, why haven't I changed anything?" That's why.
All right, let's move on to the next act. We get this segment all about technology. This is actually weird. We get like a whole segment with like a full commercial break and no acts kind of perform. We get these weird tech dudes doing kind of things. I don't even know if we get their names, but they get a no. Then we actually get these clowns. They do this weird kind of act. This was all kind of weird. And then also there's this group that like comes on stage and they start doing the Spice Girls. I don't know why we need to see these acts, Eric.
Well, we need to see it because Simon enjoys torturing Melby.
Yeah, and I'm Team LB, especially with that weird clip that's now going around, which a lot of things to say about that, but I guess that is not. We're not going to touch on that here.
The Lily Walsh clip.
Yeah, unless you want to.
We're not going to talk about it on this podcast, but if we ever get to X Factor, we're going to talk about that.
Yeah, there's a lot to talk about, but we're going to move on to the next act, who is I just actually, before we move on to the next act, we get this really short snippet of this guy. He's performing "You Raise Me Up" on clarinet, and I really like this. It kind of reminded me a little bit of like something straight out of a wedding, but I did kind of dig this performance too.
Well, that's technically an insult.
I don't think that's an insult. I think wedding performers are pretty
Cowell would call that an insult.
I would not call that an insult. I think that is
okay. It was not meant to harm, but it came across, whatever.
When did wedding singers become an insult? I mean, I understand like karaoke singers, that's an insult, but
Simon's called that Taylor Hicks a tad wedding singer.
I'm sure some wedding singers are pretty damn talented. I'm just saying.
Yeah, Taylor Hicks is talented. Doesn't mean he's not current. Doesn't mean he's current. Whatever.
Shots fired. Eric is shooting at Taylor Hicks. Taylor Hicks, you better drop and hide for cover because Eric is throwing shots.
Whatever.
Let's move on to our talking dog, right?
Well, are we skipping I Am Robot?
Do you want to touch on him? You could go ahead if you want to.
Other than what the hell am I watching? I wrote nothing. Let's move on.
Yeah, that. I actually do. What was going on there? That was a very weird segment. That guy had to have been like a plant, like the producer.
Oh, totally. But like peeling an orange, okay, I kind of laughed at that. I'll be honest, I did laugh a bit as it went on. Not nearly enough to put him through, but
oh God. Let's just move on. This podcast is getting all out of hand. Yeah. Let's move on to Oscar the singing dog.
Oscar the dog that no, he's not a singing dog. He's a dog that barks on key.
I guess.
Kind
of. This woman comes on stage with her dog. The dog's name is Oscar. She starts playing piano, and the dog starts kind of howling along to the music. But the judges were kind of like, "Oh my God, this is so cool!" And I'm just looking at the TV, thinking, "Have they never been on YouTube and typed in like singing dog? Like there are tons of these."
Well, I haven't.
Right, Eric?
I haven't been on YouTube and typed in singing dog.
Only me, I guess. Well, that's embarrassing.
Well, to be fair, yeah, I would have said no. Also, honestly,
you would have said no.
Yeah,
I wouldn't have said no. I
would have. I'm sorry.
They actually do get a no, but I mean, it's cute, but would I be able to sit through like an hour-long show of this?
No,
like
not a chance. You have to pay me to sit through a dog crying for an hour.
I don't know. It's just, why do we need to see
what happens when a dog is crying downstairs in my old house? I'll go on and say, "What's wrong with you, dog?" And then I would give a dog a treat, and it would hope it would shut up.
I get that the producers are trying to create viral videos, but for me, like, it's a little bit like wasting our time a little bit. And I'm going to say that because this act is never going to win. It's not going to make it deep into the competition. So why are we kind of bothering is all. But I'm just preaching to the choir. I'm like, the old man yells at clouds. Is honestly.
No, you're Carl Fredricksen from Up, and the dog's like, the kid's like, but it's a talking dog.
I've actually never seen Up except for the first 6 minutes. I watched Coco recently, but I haven't gotten to Up. I'm actually watching for the first time. Ooh, what's the movie called? The Truman Show. I've just started watching that, which is really bad and awkward to say because I know that everyone has probably seen that, but I'm only seeing it for the first time now on Netflix, and I like it. But I guess we're going to kind of move on to a segment that I think we're going to have a bit to talk about. Do you agree, Eric?
Quite possibly.
It is Hunter Price. He is a singer. He comes on stage. He's a classic WG. He sings Bryan Adams. He does a cover of Everything I Do. And what did you think about this cover solely, Eric?
Something was off. I would have said no after the cover.
Yeah, I would have probably said no, but Simon actually asked for a different song. He asked him a little bit about his story. He says, he asked him this question, and I think it was
no, the question comes after, actually.
Oh, so he asked for the second song, and the second song is an original song. He sings it. It's better. I mean,
Yeah.
Like on American Idol, I would say, like
No.
fodder act.
No.
But this kind of it builds to this really awkward moment where Simon is kind of like grilling him, like asking him,
Trying to
like,
get a sob story out of the guy.
and I will say, I don't think he's the best singer, this guy, but I can so much appreciate the fact that he was willing to like say it's going to be about the music and it's not going to be about the sob story. And I was appreciating that. But Simon is like, no, we're going to drag your story out of you. We want to find out what horrible things have happened to you to exploit them for television and ratings. And this whole thing, first of all, seemed set up and it seemed fake and it just kind of had me cringing. Do you agree, Eric?
I wasn't cringing on it, but I didn't enjoy it.
Yeah, I did like when Simon asked what artist he admires, and he says Taylor Swift. I was like, huh, it's kind of funny. No,
You're not going to get me to say anything not about Taylor Swift on camera. I'm sorry.
you don't like Taylor Swift?
No, but I'm not going to go into detail.
All right, but
Personal preference.
yeah, for Hunter, I just think it's like this is kind of a fodder act. I don't see him making it that far into the competition. I feel that way with a lot of these guys. It's weird. I'm saying that with so many people, but inevitably we're gonna have to have a top 10, and it's gonna be. I'm looking at the board and I'm thinking like
We're going to have at least 6 good acts in it.
hopefully, you never know.
Assuming none of the good ones get cut.
Yeah, I've been having a lot of an issue with these kind of acts. We were talking a little bit about this in the pre-show, but I just feel like for me, there's not many acts that I'm really like full on rooting for. Like honestly, off the top of my head, if you were to ask me, I could probably name like 5 acts from the season. Like going back, not forgetting about this episode and just looking back, I could probably name 5.
I could name a lot more than 5, but
it's funny. Maybe if I like really thought about it, but no one's really like jumping out at me.
I could describe like 20, but I can
describe more. But I mean, it's like Leo's, We Three, the group that did that. Wow, I don't even know their names. The group that opened for Pentatonics. I don't even remember.
Us the duo.
Us the duo. Yeah, there's them. There's the one I gave my golden buzzer to. I don't even remember their name. It's just bizarre because what? No, not Human Fountains. The projector acts.
The actual serious golden buzzer. Oh yeah.
The Human Fountains also. What?
Was it Front Pictures or no?
It was Front Pictures, and it's weird for me because I'm usually so invested in the show, and for some reason I'm just having some issues getting into it. Do you think that's weird, or is that something that you think it's just all on me, Eric?
It's not. It's never. I'll put it that way. It's never.
I guess
we're all on you. Okay, let's go to the montage of dance acts.
All right, so I guess we're gonna kind of move on. We get this montage of all these dance groups. There's Blue Tokyo. They come on stage and they have this story where one of their members is actually, I think they like broke their foot or something, but he's there for moral support. They do this kind of tumbling and throwing and choreographed dance. I mean, it's good, but like many of the other acts, I feel like I wouldn't need to really see it again. Do you share my sentiments?
I thought they were pretty damn impressive, but I think the type of act that they do doesn't usually do well, and the reason is acts like this that lack the creativity of, say, a Kenichi or someone like that. You need to have like creativity, you have production runs, you need to tell a story if you want to win with a dance act on America's Got Talent.
I agree. I don't really have many notes on them, which is weird. They're so similar to some of the other acts we've seen in the past.
The tricks,
even this season,
they were great, but they need to step it up. They need to have some story or something next time, or if they want to have a shot.
Are you pulling a Simon Cowell and saying, "Hey, we need a sob story. We're not letting you through"?
Not a sob story, like a story for the act. Like the dance needs to tell a story.
I guess. I just kind of miss the days of Howard Stern.
No sob story. Let me clarify. Do not want a sob story, but I want the act to tell a story.
Guys, I think he wants them to have a sob story. I'm just joking, but I kind of miss the days of Howard Stern where he would like call them out on this kind of thing, and he would say like, "Hey, you guys need to have like one dancer step forward and like them be the one we could follow," because when we're just looking at everyone, it's kind of less than impressive, even though it is still pretty strong. And they do get 4 yeses moving on. I guess we're gonna move on to our final act, right?
Yep.
All right, let's move on. There's 10 minutes left of the show, and all of a sudden we get come back from commercial, and we get a little girl, Michaela Phillips. She's 15 years old, and I'm scratching my head thinking, wow, this entire episode Heidi hasn't used her golden buzzer. There's only a few minutes left of the episode. I wonder what's going to happen. Eric, what happened? Eric?
I couldn't hear half of that.
What happened, Eric?
I couldn't hear half of that.
I was saying that she comes on stage and there's only a few minutes left of the episode and Heidi hasn't used her golden buzzer. So what happens?
Heidi just says, I'm not using my golden buzzer this season. No one deserves it.
Basically.
No, I'm kidding. Heidi used her golden buzzer, obviously. And here's the thing. I'm going to talk about it a bit. I'm annoyed that 4 of the golden buzzers went to singers, like last year. Having said that, 3 of the singers that got golden buzzers, I think, deserved them. Simon's didn't. But Michaela, I thought, she's got a great voice. Amazing tone. Couple of flawless runs were in there. I saw some people saying she didn't really connect with the song, and yeah, sort of. But honestly, the raw potential, I was pretty impressed. So I love the song choice. I know a lot of people didn't like it. I personally liked it. And I will say that, I'm happy.
The thing is, she comes on stage and she's like giving the judges like one-word answers, and then all of a sudden we're giving her the golden buzzer. Like, I feel like there was no sob story. It was a little bit strange.
Is that a good thing?
It was, but I was thinking, like, I was almost expecting Simon to go, "Where's your sob story? Like, tell us what have been the highs and lows of your life. Can you tell us that, Michaela?"
There are no lows when you're 15, or highs when you're 15.
I mean, that wouldn't stop Simon from asking. I feel like that is, though, a little bit of a double standard. Like, why is he asking?
Because the other guy's in his 30s, and he's clearly been around longer, so he's had more time to have highs and lows.
I don't think that's fair, though. I feel like if he's going to throw that question to people,
it's fair. I'm not saying it's fair. I'm saying that's why he's doing
it. I guess that's just how it is. But honestly, I don't think she would deserve the golden buzzer. I mean, she's a solid singer. I mean, she's not that much better than Angel. Like, I mean,
oh, she's much better than Angel. I think she's better than Mel's golden buzzer as well.
Amanda.
Yeah.
Wow, I remembered. I just, like I said, I'd so much rather, it's not as impressive when a singer gets the golden buzzer. I'd rather someone else. I want a little bit more variety.
I'm saying, assuming we're going to give golden buzzer to singers, she was a great singer.
Yep. But I don't know. I'm just kind of torn on her. I mean, she's a good singer, but honestly, there's nothing that special here. I feel like she's a little bit like GameBot, a little bit like so very into the like pushing this like cookie cutter like agenda, but there's nothing wrong with her. It's just she's kind of normal, like she's regular.
I thought she was stellar, but okay.
Stellar. All right.
Some of those runs really impressed me. The way she phrased it, the way she sang it, I was blown away by it. But okay.
All right. But that's actually our episode. So I guess we have some final questions, and then we're gonna wrap it up. So I want to ask, next week is going to be the judges' cuts. We are going to be having, I think it's 20 acts are performing, and then 12 of them get cut. Am I hearing that correctly, Eric?
12. Yeah, I think you're right. I think 8 go through, 12 get cut.
Yep. So let's just focus a little bit on this episode first. So I want to ask, who were your favorite 3 acts of the night?
Michaela was number 1 for me. Oliver was number 2, probably. And damn, who should I put number 3?
It gets hard.
I'll do Blue Tokyo's number 3.
All right. I'm going to say the guy playing on the trumpet, You Raise Me Up.
Wow.
His name we'll never know. I guess. Wow, this is kind of hard. I guess Hunter, kind of, and I guess Michaela. I mean, this was, in my opinion, this was a very weak.
Did you say Michaela?
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess I just not many acts for me to like get very invested in here is what I'm trying to say.
Not this week for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess I want to ask. I know this is way too early. We talked about this in the pre-show, but I'm gonna put you on the spot. I'm gonna share my opinion. We are going to give our way too early predictions for who is going to win this season. So we've seen all the acts come through, and I'm going to throw this over to you, Eric. I want to ask, who do you think will win, and who do you want to win? Two things. Who do you want to win, and who do you think will win?
Okay, who do I want to win? Nothing has changed my opinion. Shin Lim is my favorite.
And who do you think
will win? Courtney.
Ooh, I was going to say, I think who will win. I think it's going to be Courtney. I think we're going to get yet another singer who I'd want to win. In the perfect world, it would probably be Leo's, which is a little ridiculous to say, but yeah, I still remember him. He's pretty good. But other than him, who do you think are some of these front runners going into the next round?
Wait. So first we have to step back a second.
Sure.
So you have the same prediction that I have
For who will win?
Yes. God damn it! I mean, never of us can brag if we both get it right.
Yeah. I mean, I could change it if you'd like.
Nah. Whatever.
I think Courtney has this kind of there's a lot of buzz for her, but we'll see if she can live up to it. Do you think she will?
Who knows? I've listened to her audition a lot on my music app, so we'll see.
Do you think we're gonna get another singing winner?
Yes, at this point, yes. Unfortunately.
All right. Something I do kind of want to touch on is next week is the judges' cuts, but one of the judges who I believe is going to be giving the golden buzzer is actually Chris Hardwick, who's
that was last season.
No, I think this season as well.
You're wrong.
He's
not coming back.
I think they filmed this way before the scandal happened, and I was going to ask you, how do you think you're going to?
Right. That can't be right.
Okay, I think I just
I'm double checking now.
All right. Well, Eric is double checking. Final thoughts. People I think who are going to be front runners moving forward. Probably us, the duo. Kayla, like all the golden buzzers, I feel are going to. All the golden buzzers, I feel. Right? I told you.
What?
They filmed this way before that all happened, so I kind of wanted to ask, how do you think they're going to handle his appearance on the show?
Oh, God damn it. Why did they do that?
It happened before the controversy broke.
They can't refilm that, but...
Yeah, it's going to be an awkward episode.
That's going to be so painful.
Bad timing, America's Got Talent.
Well, it's not this week at least. It's Ken Jeong.
Yeah, is next, right?
What?
He's in like 2 weeks, I think, right?
Probably. Why'd you ruin my day with that?
I'm sorry, Eric, but unless you have any final things to say, I guess we're gonna kind of call it at that. Do you agree?
Sure.
All right. So I want to say to all our viewers
on that negative note,
this podcast has been such a downer, but I do want to say that
downer for me until literally 30 seconds ago when you said Chris Hardwick's coming back.
Yeah, it's gonna be. I'm excited to see that, but I just want to say my name is Adam Samuel. Almost messed up my name. You can find me on Twitter at Adam Soapbox. You can follow my two websites, adamsoapbox.com and adamstvblog.com. And where can we find you, Eric?
Thoughts at ericascher.com, Twitter, Eric_Ascher. And yeah, I'm all over the place. I'll have my notes uploaded at some point tonight, probably.
All right. So I also want to say that tomorrow I'm going to be going live with Ryan. Jason is not going to be able to make it. We're going to be talking about week 2 of Big Brother. Some pretty crazy stuff going on the feeds. I'm actually missing the episode because I'm podcasting with you. But as soon as I finish, I'm going to run up and see what I can catch and then catch the rest tomorrow. So I just want to
clip show tonight for AGT as well.
Oh, big night! I missed.
Oh yeah. We're not gonna talk about that.
We should have done an extra podcast talking about the clip show.
Oh, we have no reason to.
All right. So I just want to say, Eric, thank you so much for joining me. Pleasure talking to you again. And to all our viewers, thank you so much. I'll see you tomorrow, I guess. Peace out, guys. Bye.